There's your brand new master cylinder. These are the turn signals that I chose before I realized that the headlight has the LED turn signals in them. I painted all the gold that was initially on the Midnight Maxim edition. That was really tacky looking. I painted it all. Just blacked everything out really. Tank's dusty, just needs a nice wipe down. Gave the paint a nice, or the motor a nice high temp paint. Box of factory parts. Fender. I mean, I've literally got parts all over the place that I'll box up for you. I do have the side covers. There's your pod filters. Seat. Here's where I chopped the giant back off here. Mounted the rear turn signals. Plan was to put some caps over these guys here. Not too hard to find. And then being that the rear fender is actually a two-piece, so you had this plastic piece and then you had this metal piece. My plan was to weld the metal piece in there just to keep the water off your ass. And then, let's see, where's the... It'll be easier in the daylight, but the plan was to mount the turn signal, or sorry, the brake light right here, which would hold your license plate. Obviously, you know, this is going to be your choice as to how you want to do that, but that was my plan, just to keep your ass from getting all wet. Let's see. So as I said, yeah, brand new tire on the rear, like I said, 1,000 miles. Here's your Sportster shorty shocks. They were chrome. I painted them black. Blacked out, black and red. This is what the side covers looked like. I actually didn't plan on using them, so I never painted them. But if this is just Plasti Dip, so if you wanted to, you could just peel it right off, and it would be black. Other view of the carbs and the pod filters. That blemish I was telling you about, it's right here. It really just needs a proper sanding, and I just figured that the paint would cover it, and it didn't. Something that I had intended to do, and once I got hung up on the electrical, I kind of lost momentum. When it came to the paint, I actually hand did all the silver with a little paintbrush, which was fun. See, like I said, brand new spark plugs. Let's see, what else can I really point out to you here? The grips are pretty nice. I was a really big fan of the grips just because they have the, I can't think of what it's called, but that thing built in versus the chintzy plastic thing you can get. Here's that gauge I was telling you about. Got all your dummy lights on the side, which is nice. It's just a real clean look. If you're any good at fabricating, I had a buddy that was going to do it for me better, but I just kind of pieced this together based off of the factory mount. So obviously, you know, at some point you might want to figure out a little bit cleaner of a bracket, but at the same time, maybe you want that rat rod look, and if that's the case, then it's perfect. Let's see, like I said, brand new gas cap. The one that I came with, it leaked, so every time I'd fill it up, I'd end up with a crotch full of gasoline. That sucked. The battery, I purchased new when I bought the bike. See if I can find a date on her. It's probably back underneath here. I can't see the date. It's about 2 years old. Ouch. Let's see. Here's the exhaust that I wrapped. No muffler on it, so it's just straight pipes, which is why I was saying you might need to rejet the carb, because going from the pod filter to with the straight pipes, you know, the whole breathing system's different. But I've also read that doing both may counteract each other, and it might run perfect. So here's the exhaust, straight back to a nice shiny downpipe, which is where I was going to have it shoot flames from. I'll go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to give you all my extra parts, so you can still do that if you'd like. Let's see. Here we go. You can see no broken exhaust studs. That was the original reason why I did it. Yeah, it was going to be a really clean project. I had a lot of guys look at it and was really impressed at how it was going and the direction I was heading in, and the potential. I mean, these old Japanese bikes, you know, they're basically sport bikes on a cruiser frame. It always made my my Harley friends mad when my bike was louder, my bike was faster. Good times. I'm really gonna miss her, but like I said, the family comes first. Oh, here's the caliper that I bought. Obviously, you can't buy, you know, brand new stuff, but you know, it's in really good shape. As I said, new brakes all the way around. One thing you may want to do on these older bikes, it's not a necessity, but replace these rubbers with the braided steel. Just one of those things that I've read is a smart thing to do. It was on my to-do list. Oh, let's see. I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, I've got all the old original parts. You know, the or brake lights. This is the caliper that I initially tried to paint, and it ended up stripping screws out, if I remember right, or I just didn't like the way it turned out. I don't remember why exactly. I bought a new one, but the new one's obviously a lot better. All your turn signals come with smoke outs too, so those are real sharp. Got there was the momentary button for the flamethrower. Key ignition. Basically got all your extra parts as far as shims and basically pieces from the old top end that obviously I didn't need because they came with the new top end. Ignore the mess over here. This is kind of where I keep all my other parts, but here's the original top end, which, like I said, if you wanted it, you're more than welcome to it. All you gotta do is dig those studs out and you'd have a perfectly fine extra top end on hand. Yeah, man, that pretty much covers it. I haven't fluided it up yet because I haven't got it to the point where the wiring was done, but I'll go ahead and include all the fluid that you're gonna need. You know, obviously oil, and this is for your rear, and let's see, nothing down there. I got extra heat wrap that you're more than welcome to, but yeah, I mean, literally everything that has to do with the bike is yours. And like I said, I'll get it all boxed up for you tomorrow when I can kind of see better in the daylight. I started to box it up here, and you got see, here's that itty bitty light I was telling you about, and maybe you've got a project you want to just toss it on, but in comparison you can see why I went with the bigger light, and it's just kind of absurd. But yeah, I mean, you can have that too. And let's see, so rear fenders. Here are the factory shocks. And you can see in comparison here, they're monsters. They the bike dropped about 3.5 to 4 inches when I put them on. This gauge here you could probably sell on that XJ forum I was talking about. A lot of people shoot for it. There's the original miles right there. Midnight Maxim. This was originally black. I painted it. Yeah, man, that should pretty much cover it. If you want to see anything else that might maybe show up better in the daytime, go ahead and let me know, and I will definitely snap some pictures or do a video or whatever you would like. But like I said, man, it's all yours.